see, I mean, we're going to be seeing not the Tesca actually coming out from blue. It's going to be the Roman Reigns coming out from him. So, you know, the legend that found him success earlier in the set with against T360, he's going to be using that right now against Snowsify. I mean, what do you think about this Terrace pick? Do you think it's a wise pick, or do you think you should have been over on the Tesca perhaps?
Terrace is always a pretty solid pick. It's probably too early for me to say like one or the other. We'd probably see like if there's an adjustment mid-game. But I mean, if you're more comfortable with Terrace in a game one situation, go for Terrace.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't seem to be too bad of a choice at all, because they're leading right now.
Yeah, it seems like, I mean, this Terrace pick definitely worked out a bunch. The GCN sig though does come up, but Snowsify doesn't go into it. Once again, another GCN sig. Snowsify going for that same ground pound punish. No punish coming in from blue, and still Snowsify not able to hit that, you know, punish onto blue there. But there we go. The Qatar's off stage, just like that. Huge damage being racked up, and already the stock's been gone.
Right. We also see. I'm seeing a little sidekick too here as we're going along. It's the first time I'm noticing, but you see the Yoda there too.
Oh yeah, the little baby Yoda. The little companion, actually. That's what it is. Companion.
Yep. Yeah, watching everything going on. Right now is the Queen Knight trying to build up a little bit of extra credit, gets the soft read off to put the Terrace in yellow. Avoids the weapon throw, unarmed recovery hits. Not going to be enough to take it. Avoids the axe. I'm still trying to pick up that weapon, but now it's the hammer, and that's still not going to be enough there to hit. Queen Knight still looking for a weapon, and the D-Sig will connect slide charged, and so not too much extra credit for Queen Knight.
Yeah. And, you know, speaking of Baby Yoda, actually, the winner of this tournament is going to be receiving that Mandalorian crossover sponsored by Ubisoft, and they're going to be receiving that same Baby Yoda. So if you want to get that Baby Yoda, it's one of these players here is going to be receiving that crossover code of the Mandalorian, alongside with that cute little Baby Yoda companion that they can use with any legend that they want here. But it seems like Snowsify, getting back to the action, hits the big side sig and lands and gets the stock, and we're seeing that Snowsify starting off this match here with a pretty decent lead, I'd say so myself.
Yep. Snowsify still going for the soft read. It is connecting here in this damage. Blue goes for a very deep ground pound, doesn't connect. Snowsify landing in range, not able to get the nair off. The Terrace does get the side sig off to take the stock, and is very close going into the last stock. With only in light yellow, the Terrace is.
Yeah.
Ground pound connects. Try to go for another cheeky thing off stage. So far, it's just ordinary off stage action. Ground pound connects again. Punishes the landing there of the Terrace. Let's see. We have the end light connects. Avoids the end sig.
Yeah.
Hits the dare. There's the end light.
Hammer
now Terrace on hammer. Catches that there. There's a D-Sig to catch.
Side sig coming out from none other than blue here. And still, you're seeing blue fishing for these signatures, and Sig doesn't get to punish blue. Still trying to get something going here.
I'm seeing like the Terrace really being scared of that D-Sig, and there, as I say, it comes right out. So that is game one for Snowsify.
That's crazy. And just like that, Snowsify is going to be taking game number one. And I mean, we saw a lot of signatures coming out from Blue's end. And, you know, I mean, these weren't hitting, they weren't connecting. But, you know, he was using them to kind of just, you know, scare Snowsify in a sense. And Snowsify, I mean, he held his ground, he held his stage. But what do you make of that last game that we saw there? What do you think? I mean, you're already seeing the Tesca swap now. How do you think it's going to work out for him?
Yeah. I think Tesca we'll have to see. Like if we go for a lot of the string stuff versus the punish stuff, it will be it's again two different approaches, and we'll see if this goes any better. Since it looks like the Terrace seemed to struggle a little bit with punishing, so maybe like getting a bunch of strings off, being more active like the guitars were, could be a difference maker.
Yeah, probably. And right now we're seeing starting off, I mean, you know, we're hoping that blue, you know, this Tesca pick is maybe the answer that he needs in order to create an opening for him in this set here. And starting off, we're seeing, I mean, a nice damage being racked up from blue onto Snowsify, and Snowsify kind of struggling at the moment to kind of find some stage control and to kind of get something going. So, I mean, you know, from that last game, what I make of it was that Snowsify had blue in many offstage interactions, and you know they just were able to catch the return from Blue here. So I'm hoping that maybe you know Blue with this Tesca pick they can you know stand ground a little bit offstage perhaps, and you know maybe take this game hopefully.
I feel like if it wants to live off stage, as we saw like earlier, the Tesca loving to live off stage because that's where Boots and Gauntlets really shine.
GC down.
Right now, I think Tesca's another thing to point out is that they're basically avoiding a lot of the spear stuff with Zofreys now by dodging up. The D-Sig absolutely catches that. So we'll have to see if the Queen Nai catches on to the dodge up thing that Tesca's trying to do just to avoid like the jump nair follow-ups that we saw earlier from the Queen Nai in Game 1.
Yeah, 100%. And now we're seeing, I mean, it is currently tied up in terms of damage. It's tied up in terms of the stocks. And, I mean, it's definitely anybody's game here. But Blue is, I mean, he's standing a better chance, I think, in this game here compared to that game number 1. So definitely the Tesca pick was what was probably needed in order to probably bring themselves back, perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah, right now, like, Tesca's still struggling to get, like, a lot of hits off on those punishes. Like, really, we're seeing like, the Queen Knight is whiffing quite a bit, and Tesca's now there's a good string. So we are about even. I wonder if it would be like there's a side sig to catch, and there's end light to catch the landing. Let's see, and gonna give up the edge guard to take Boots now, and that will catch. Still won't be enough to take out the stock. Let's be Queen Knight back on stage, and there's another D sig to catch. So now Tesca is up. Blue is up a little bit here.
Indeed, and I mean just like that we're seeing that how now I mean Blue is you know for the first time in the set they're up in this here and they need to really maintain this lead, but just like that Snowsify with a big nice end sig does connect and lead to the KO, making this as even as can be.
Yeah, Blue needs to be careful about those. Needs to be mindful of those signature. I think the other opponents found this out, or T360 found this out earlier. Or I guess it would have been Ghoul found out earlier about the being careful about these signatures on Queen Nai because they are very powerful and they can be zoning tools.
Yep, indeed. And I mean now we're once again seeing that I mean Blue is doing such a great job over on these Boots, racking up just damage, and there we go. Nice end sig.
End sig on. Blue going down really far.
Oh my goodness, no Snowsify.
Blue won't make it back. Snowsify wins game 2.
This is the second time this guy has robbed, like, someone in this game, bro. There's no way. I mean, we saw it the first time with Teacher 60 with that GC... Not Teacher 60, sorry. Was it Ghoul, I believe? With that NSYNC. Yeah. And then just like that, I mean, they were able to just knock out... They were able to knock out... What you call it? Knock out Ghoul in such a crazy manner. And now we're seeing, once again... I mean, just unarmed dares is all it takes in order to bring, you know, Snowsify back up in this one. And now Blue's put on match point. And I think the Tesca pick really worked out great for them, but just that ending, man. That ending was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's run it back and run it back and see like I think the Tesca the Tesca didn't have too much of a problem. It's just unfortunate that offstage interaction. I think Tesca absolutely could win this. Especially if the Queen Nai doesn't really adjust to things like Tesca jumping after sidelight or dodging up. That could be something you really take advantage of, avoid all those punishes there, get more punishes off on Boots and Gauntlets and maybe a quick stock early.
Yeah, 100%.
And Tesca can absolutely win this.
Well, Blue's put on a position where it's Kusher Kick here coming in from them. They need to go ahead and win at this game if they want to go ahead and bring this one back into favor. He already getting the pogo.
That's the end sig. And but does make it back there. D-Sig avoided there.
Man, Snowsify is making a run today, and he's making a hell of a run throughout today's bracket. And I mean, Blue here already is put onto match point. All eyes are on Snowsify at this point too. Is he gonna clean this one out in a 3-0, or is Blue gonna be, you know, making this reverse 3-0 in this set?
Yeah, Snowsify for really good punishes that ground pound. Just really like showing, like, I guess Blue was more comfortable off stage, and now just Snowsify really taking advantage of this.
Yeah.
And there's the NC to catch up with that. Snowsify does make it back. Blue is
not again.
Blue's in trouble. Oh yeah, I don't want to do that here. But again, like another dare. Recovery with the last option gets it back. They're both back on stage. Like, I was really scared like Blue was going to lose second stock there, like in a really cheap way too. That's something you really don't want to have happen, especially in a game that you must win to stay in the tournament.
Yeah, and especially in a position like this where Blue, I mean, all pressure's kind of put onto Blue here. It's make it or break it for them. If they want to continue in today's tournament, if they want to go into the top 4, it's gonna have to be at Snowsify's expense. But Snowsify is giving them a run for their money. Now, though, the stocks are tied up, Jaguar. Where I mean, it's tied up in terms of stock wise.
That's just a dodge.
And the void damage.
Avoids the sig there. That could have already taken that very easily as we were going there.
I mean,
all right, the weapon throw connects, and so the breakdance does not connect. Blue's going to get a little bit of a string off. Now we see Snowsify going for a read. Unfortunately, didn't connect this time on Spear. So Snowsify now in goldenrod, getting into orange. Just Blue racking up some hits, so actually closing the gap quite nicely. And walks into the side sig.
That's so nasty. The signatures. You're going to have to be mindful of these signatures, man. You're playing against a Queen Nai. And, I mean, the way that Snowsify has been playing, he's been utilizing these signatures so well. I wish we had a sig accuracy, like, counter or something, because if you looked at his accuracy, it would probably be up there huge.
Oh, there's a catch.
Speaking of accuracy,
nice
ground pound
really
from Blue.
Yeah, hitting that. Really punishing like Snowsify going off stage and really just getting a good punish off. But I mean also Teska too is throwing out lots of signatures as well. Like just side sig is a way of punishing an opponent for getting too close, and the Queen Nai really wasn't prepared for it.
Oh no! Nice little combo coming in from Snowsify. Still though, going for that signature to down sig this time, not catching the recovery though, sends him up far in the air. Last moments probably of the set here, slide charging the end sig, was hoping that it was gonna hit and work this time, but a weapon throw, that's all it takes.
Throw to connect.
Just like that, Snowsify enters into... Is that top 4, right? Enters into the top 4 of today's tournament in a 3-0 fashion at Blue's expense. Wow. I mean,
that
what?
That was a game.
That was indeed a game. That was indeed a set. Oh my goodness. I mean, the way that Snowsify played that was just magnificent. I can't lie. I mean, he played his cards right. It worked out for him at the end, and... Now he made himself into the top 4 here.